My name is Houston. I'm from Fayetteville, Arkansas. I do this for a living. I go around, do poems for people, beg them to buy my merchandise. Please buy my merchandise. I've got a table set up over there. I've got t-shirts, I've got CDs, I've got books. I made brand new books for you folks tonight because I was doing some new poems on the road and people were like, we want these in books. And I was like, I don't have these in books. So, I don't know if this is guilt tripping you or just asking nicely, but please buy my things because otherwise I can't make it back to Memphis and I'll just stay here and molest you. I mean, some other word for pester. Pester you all. I mean, you know, whatever pays. Alright, so I really like going into people's childhood and fucking up what's there. Because what I really like to write is to go into things that people really love and think is pure and holy and show them what fucking sucks about that. And then on the other end, go into things that people think are awful and terrible and show them the really good side of that. So, this is kind of the other part of that first poem. Dear Lois, I'm sorry. I just wanted to feel like a hero again. For too long I've felt like nothing but Clark Kent, like these arms weren't meant to soar and my grip had somehow softened so that the only thing I could hold steady was you. Like there was some sort of safety in these glasses in this business suit, like it could carry this 10-ton briefcase full of the life that we've made and never have to trade it for my red and blue again. But don't get me wrong, I love you. I really do, and I would carve your name into the moon or take you on round trips to the stars if you asked me to, but something about sleeping next to you just doesn't feel right, like these sheets and your kisses are both laced with kryptonite, and I'm no longer any stronger than this stupid human disguise because Spider-Man, his friends still call him Peter. That man gets to be Bruce whenever he needs to. Even though I may be neither this human life, he's not me either. Because something inside of me will never forget what it feels like to stop a train, and I can't pass a phone booth without thinking about change, and it doesn't take x-ray vision to spot heartbreak because it seems like you love me for being a man who's really not all that super. So last night, I cheated, which is to say I saved someone. Swept in and kept her from falling prey to thieves, hoping that maybe, in return, she could fall for me. So I took her up to that part of the atmosphere where you can barely breathe, but the view will leave you breathless. I was hoping to impress her, but instead she said she wanted to stay grounded, so we went out for some coffee and small talk. She told me she was a nurse working at the ICU, and I told her, I've been thinking about leaving you. And she said, Superman, you don't understand. Most of us, when we were children, dreamed of flying, but you were already doing that with your eyes closed, and most of us still have nightmares about falling, but that's never even an option for you. So tell me, why is man even a part of your name? Don't forget that every person you save from some wreckage or debris still needs someone else with enough empathy and humanity to see them through the healing process, because we can't all be super. Most of us still crumple under pressure like our children's sandcastles, but we like it because it means we get the chance to be rebuilt by the caring hands of those around us. So maybe you belong up in the clouds among other things as flighty and impervious as yourself, and while I may poke my head up there from time to time, I know that in the end I will never be super and you will never be human, but the difference between us isn't your powers or your suit, it's the fact that you will never have to lie on a hospital bed with the fear that that soothing light at the end of your tunnel is just a headlamp to a freight train that you don't have the strength to stop, and you will never have to be treated for cancer or answer to a 12-year-old boy who needs to know why chemo leaves his father looking like Lex Luthor. So while you may think that the S on your chest stands for super, I think it stands for stoic, because I know you'll never be as moved as any of us are, and we all have our marks, but most of us don't wear them like scarlet letter scars above our hearts, like they were tattooed monuments to every stain on our souls. So when you go home, remember that Lois only needs the hope that underneath that man of steel exterior beats a heart made of something more malleable, and the next time you think you've got it bad, ask yourself which is worse. To only be able to save people you can never understand, or to be helpless, to save the one person you can.